Oh yes, Enclave Media Hub is bringing you the very best in the film industry. Sanyu series has the very best, and these characters or actors have built the movie industry, and we are seeing a multi-billion production that is Sanyu series. But today we have an awesome character or actor in this Sanyu series. Let's welcome Allan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Bigenda bitya.
Hey, we're moving on.
Allan, we are out there. Tuina yaba na Uganda batakumanyi. Gwenga Allan. Bakulabanga Oscar, is it?
Yeah.
So who are you in particular?
Well, simply, I'm Allan Kutos Katongwe. I'm a Ugandan, formerly dancer, actor, commercial model, and actor as well. And I won't mention my years, but I've been in a couple of projects around. I've done music. I've done an album, 8 songs album, and the 4 songs short album with the BTW. I've danced with TMS, Church and all that. I've acted in 27 Guns, Second Chance as well, and now in Sanyu. I'm just a man of many talents, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So according to what you've narrated, you're in music, you're in acting, you're a dancer. Do you have qualifications for all this?
I won't say that I've gone to an acting class or film class to do all these things, but I think these things are God-given. These are gifts that we have that we just have to grow over a period of time. Once you know that you can do something, you grow it and bear fruit from it. Yeah. So me, I'm a person who has been totally dependent on my talents. I've not been a doctor or being an accountant or whatever, but I'm totally dependent on my talent. As a dancer, as a commercial model, as an actor, that is how I've been able to gain a living through life. Yeah,
that's wonderful. So according to all the acting movies, have you found any challenges working with those directors, for example?
Yes. Well, the time I started acting, I didn't know the challenges that were involved. Because when I started acting, I had a very small role to execute, and I was so happy to be at the back and have someone at the front who can be seen. You know, by then I felt that no one could attend or maybe point me out like, that guy is not doing so well and all that. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying out things. But again, it all comes down to the person himself. Like, what do you want to be? What do you see yourself as in the future? So I just had to develop myself as an actor. Actually, Sanyu kind of brought me out to the front because I was a background actor. I was more of a supporting or even minor supporting because I was the extra bit of the main actor. And now when I came to act to Sanyu, and then I was the main role, it put so much pressure on me to pull off the role because you were the front. You're at the front. You're on the front line. You get.
You're the one who drives the rest.
Yes. So I had to pull up my socks. I had to really get into my mind and dig deeper into whatever talent I have to bring it out. And here we are.
So according to auditions, for example, have you ever been rejected, and how do you deal with rejection?
Well, I must say that we're in an industry that is all about rejection. They will take one person and they will reject the other. So the point is, how do you deal with it? The first point is to understand what kind of job you're doing. If you go for an audition, they're going to take the other person, they'll leave you out. You get. So you just have to deal with it. Know that your chance is coming. Your time is about to come. All you have to do is just the way the industry laid it out. That is how it's supposed to be. They either take you or take the other person. So you just have to have it in your mind, belief that one day your role will come and they'll take you on.
So for
That's
example,
how.
still on auditions, you wake up one morning, how do you start up, for example, you're going for audition, how do you, for example, someone is out there and they want to know, I am going for audition, because auditions really people panic a lot. So how do you control yourself to be that particular person that goes and auditions and gets the role?
Well, number one is preparation.
Okay.
Preparation is key. Even if you're going for a job interview or whatever interview, because an audition is like an interview. You have to know what you have to know what you're supposed to do, because whoever you're standing in front of knows that you know what you're supposed to do. So the only way you can do that is prior preparation. I don't sleep. I have little time for myself, because even if I have a couple of scenes to do in a day for Sanyu the next day, you will find that I have to read my scripts before I sleep, knowing that if I wake up in the morning, I know the amount of work I'm supposed to face in the day. You get? So when I'm going for an audition, I make prior preparations. Read, understand the scripts, know what you're saying, because when you know the words you're supposed to say, all you have to work on is just your confidence.
Sure.
But when you have the words that you have to say, your confidence is up a bit. Because even if I go there, all I have to mind about is just how to portray and make you understand the words that I'm going to say. Because they already know the scripts. So prior preparations gives you the confidence to take on any role or any lines or any audition that you're going to do. Yes, I would say that.
Okay. So talk about slapping. I've ever seen you being slapped in Sanyu by your mom and all that.
Wow.
Do they really slap you, or how do you act it out?
I do love to be slapped. Why? Because it gives you the emotion that you're supposed to have after you've been slapped.
Okay.
You know, most times we want to make the thing, the series as realistic as it can be. Most people don't like to be slapped, and I don't take that away from them.
True.
You get. But for Allan Kutos, I would want to get deep into the character.
Yeah.
That I want to make the scene as realistic as it can be to any person watching there in their sitting room, to know that if they have ever been slapped, they would know that that's how it feels like.
Yeah.
So when you slap me for real, I'll be like, okay, I give you the best reaction after a slap.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, you slapped me so hard. Mom! You know? And it gives you, as an actor, I think it gives you the best flow in a scene. Like, not to break emotions, but rather take the scene as it's supposed to be. When you slap and then you feel angry, you feel what you see. It's the right reaction to a slap. So to me, I feel like I would prefer to be slapped.
Be slapped directly.
Directly.
The other way around, where.
Then the other way around, where it's like doing a stunt
Okay.
for fights and all that. You can't just peruse through the fight scenes. You have to like get physical sometimes, but not, of course, not hurting the person. Of course,
At least that groove that comes
yes,
in, so that
it gives
someone
you.
feels that.
Yeah, you feel the chemistry in the fight. Like, okay, this is going on. Okay, someone is going to beat up someone. You get. So to me, it gives me the flow in a scene that it does not break the flow of emotion. You get. So when you slap me, literally, it's a way of saying less. Generally, when I talk about acting and doing these things of slapping and fighting and all that, it's supposed to come out so real to a person watching. When a person watches, they don't have to see people acting out these things. You get? They have to relate. Like, I've ever been slapped, I've been like, I think this guy but it's different when you haven't felt the pain. Sometimes you may feel it. Sometimes you may miss out on the emotion of it. You get. Most people are so good that they may give you the emotion, minus being slapped. I can still do that, but I still prefer to take it to the realistic point of.
So still about that, after being slapped, do you actually cry? Because yes, you've been slapped directly. So emotionally? Do you directly cry or they improvise somehow?
Well, crying. Well, if you slap me in a scene and I have to cry, I'll tell you slap me harder.
So that it brings out the effect.
Exactly.
Okay.
You get. I just want to make my acting as realistic as it can be to any person out there. So to me, crying is what prompts the crying. You get. If it is a slap, then give it to me hard. If you don't.
So for your acting, it comes from the inner soul, not the actual acting where people do act on
No.
face. Okay.
To me, it's I just want the person out there to really understand what is going on in the scene, other than making it so plastic. And anyone can realize that, okay, this was plastic. Or I just want someone to feel the actual emotion in it and be like, "Guy, you get?" So that in wherever they're seated, they could stand up, "Guy, you get?" The thing is about acting is be memorable, be remembered in whatever scene you do. Don't just peruse through the whole scene and it's done just like that. Give someone something to talk about after the scene is done. Like, we bamukubyoluyi nakaba. You get? But for you as an actor, what prompted you to do that? You can prep for all these things, and minus being slapped, you can still put it off. You get? But me, I prefer the realistic point of view for the viewer.
Now, according to the big techs, how is your, like for example, what was your big take home?
To me, it's the skill
It's a skill,
you pick up along the way.
not money.
Money comes as a reward.
Okay.
Money is a reward to what you do. But what's the point of me getting money and my next job, I'm worse?
Yeah.
You get? I need to pick up the skill that the next job I get, they'll be like, we're actually paying you more because of what you're portraying. So to me, I think most importantly is getting the skill. Sanyu has been like a school to me. It's been like a classroom. I've never been to an acting class before or anything, but most of the things I've learned them on stage. Stand here, this is your camera, you know. Don't do this, don't cry like this is too much, that's overacting and all that. Everything I've learned it on set. You get? So it's skill that you learn along with you as an actor that takes you to the next job. You know, Denzel Washington said that the best job, the best CV to your job is the actual job you have right now. Is the job that is going to give you the next job that you have.
The portfolio that follows the whole kind of category.
So it is how best you do this job. So me, it's all about gaining the skill. You never know, you may find me on the camera next time.
Yeah.
You get? You may find me finding now because if I knew all these things, like the camera is supposed to stand here and this is how they frame you, as an actor, I would know what the cameraman is thinking and I would know where to place myself. So to me, it's about learning the skill and learning on, like getting more knowledge about being an actor and everything concerning a set. And the reward comes after, which is the money.
Awesome. So according to the directors you've worked with, are there any directors you feel are better, or you feel these ones are harsh, these ones are rude? How comfortable are you with the director you're working with now, or the other directors you have acted with?
Well, I'll start with before. As I started as an actor, I must say I wasn't given as much attention to grow my craft.
Yeah.
You get? Because I was an extra. You get? But again, I think it all comes down to what the director wants. If they want to focus on a certain character because they bring up the story more, I don't blame them. It's how the story is supposed to be laid out. But I would say currently, right now, Matthew Nagwiso has really... I just came into the industry not knowing much. But I would say right now I know as much because Matthew gave me the platform and he gave me a chance to grow. And the other point was that he wasn't so harsh with me. He just saw a person who wants to learn, and he pushed me to learn further.
Yeah.
He gave me a chance to learn, and all he did was correct me. And one thing I've learned from any director out there as an actor is that have an ear to the director, because he knows the story, how it's supposed to flow. So he taught me to be very attentive to his instructions. Like you might have prepped for your scene, but he knows how
to direct it.
How to direct it. You get, and me listening to him and giving him an ear. He was like a father to me. He was like a coach. You know, he was like, do this, don't do that. And sometimes it was harsh, but I like it. You get, a teacher sometimes gets hard because sometimes students don't want to listen, but he gave me that, and I really picked up from him so much, and I thank him.
Awesome. Sanyu series, we are talking about the director of Sanyu series, and Allan Kutos is really giving us the insights. So, Allan, we stopped at talking about Nabwiso as a director.
Yeah.
And you were enlightening us about how he has built you, how he has taught you. Now, according to that, are there any limitations? For example, when you're going for for auditions or something, do they look into someone who has been under education or a freelance person?
Well, I would say in the industry we're in today, I think none of your qualifications matter. All that matters is, can you execute the job? Because I've seen people who have gone through film classes, acting classes, but actually when they come to the front,
they do nothing.
You get,
okay.
Not in a bad way, by the way, but all that matters is, can you do the job? Because when I appoint you as a lead actor, I want you to make my work as simple. Yes. So, to me, I think it's very good to go to an acting school, get the qualities you're supposed to have, the skills and all that. It is very, very good. But when you come to the field, make sure that you execute. Because as a director, all he wants is you making his work simple. Or even the cameraman. No one wants you to be like, you know, all these things. All anyone wants is come, execute the job, make the work easy for anyone on set. So whether you have the qualifications or not, that's all you should look out for. Okay.
Yeah. So in Uganda, we have seen so many personalities who are into the film industry. Yeah. But is it a job specifically and someone can take it as a career, or people can do their business as they act as well?
Well, as I speak right now, acting is my job. I've been employed for about 4 years now as an actor. So, yes, it can be a job. You get, depends on where your interest is, or maybe your dreams, where you want your career to be.
Yeah.
You know, you find most people either doing other different jobs, but as well, they want to keep the acting going on. And you may find still people get paid for the little money or little time they spare to be on the set. You get. So acting is a job. It can be, actually in the industry we are in today right now, that is growing, one can have a Monday to Sunday job in acting, or 9 to 5. You get. Because the industry is growing right now. The industry has opened up. So it's a matter of people now, people that have skills, like I said in the beginning, the skill that you have is the one that is going to get you the job. You understand? So if you have the skill, because we have many gaps in the industry, you get. We should be having people who are doing cartoons, drama and all theater and all that. People are employed. You get. It's just how serious you take your job. You understand? And of course, some people, do other jobs here and there, you know, and then they come back to acting, which is a good way of surviving.
Yeah.
But as I speak right now, with the way the industry has opened up, one can still have acting as a 9 to 5 job, which is what
Have
I'm
you
doing right
benefited so much from it, or still you also wish to be like, let me go back a bit in case there are no gigs? For example, Sanyu series ends today. Are you going to go back, or you're going to look for other gigs? And how are you benefiting out of this?
Trust me, the knowledge I've gotten from Sanyu has enabled me to know that I can make it in this industry. Because I have gotten to know that there's so many gaps in the industry.
Yeah.
That there's so many other directors that are needed, many actors, experienced actors,
Yeah.
and even people on crew. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, it's all about placement. Where do you want to place yourself? You may find that you're not only going to work on the film set, but also a commercial set or advert.
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
So the industry is vast. It's just you looking out for where the gap is, where the problem is, and you give a solution.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So according to the solutions and the things that you're talking about, which tips would you give someone who is out there wanting to be an actor? For example, like you've been watching these people on TV and you got inspired. Which tips do you give that person who is really enjoying and wanting to come in?
Well, I must say, acting is not an easy job.
Yeah.
For starters, because I've gotten so many people who have come to me and they want to act.
Yeah.
But acting is not a walkover. It's not just a walk in the park. It entails so much work, so much preparation, so much reading, so much late nights. You understand? You have to be a person that is dedicated
to that.
Yes. Okay. And secondly, you must have patience. So much patience that things may not blow up in the first project you do. Yeah. But a couple of projects that you do along the way is where you may find your breakthrough. And still on patience is that you may come on set at 7 in the morning and leave set at 6
in the morning.
You get?
Okay. Yeah.
You must have the passion for that. A lot of people come on set and they don't have the passion. They think it's just a job they have come to do and get money and go. You understand? But you understand that you still have to dwell in, be patient, wait for your role. You wait for the time to be called by the director to come and do your act and all that. Yeah. It's a lot of work that is involved before you come out in the open like the best actor and all that. But there's a lot of work in the back. You must read, you must keep your skills on point. You must learn how to drive, you must learn how to ride a horse, you must learn how to fight. Okay. Like, it's not all about crying and making love trying to be like you're making love to someone in the scene. But if you want to be more than that, you need to add more skills to yourself. Yeah. More values. More value. Like, whoever sees you, they must know why they're taking you on. True. And they can use you for whatever. Can you fight? Yes, I can do a fight scene. Can you ride a horse? Yes. Can you swim? Yes. Can you drive a horse? Can you ride a bike? Yes. Can you drive a car? Yes. Okay. You get that. That's when a director can feel like they have value for their money. According to values, which are your values? For example, can you act a raping scene? Can you act such things where you're going to be naked, for example? Well, our role as actors is to portray characters. Yeah. Bring out the life in the character. And it all comes down to this type of scenes or characters that you take on. You may find that I can never do a scene when I'm totally naked. You get? Yeah. But that comes with the type of movie we're doing, the type of project I'm doing, with the type of contract I have. You get? You're not going to find me naked on any small budget movie. True. Because I want to be an actor and I'm naked. You want to be famous, for example. You get? So there's so many things that come in play before you do certain things. Okay. You get? You're not just going to play a gay role because you want to. Because you're an actor. There are values. Okay. You may contradict your own brand as Osama. Yeah. You get, and people, but Osama, you did this, but we don't agree with this. True. So a lot of things come in play. Okay. Okay. So you must know yourself as an actor, as a star, as an icon, as an actor, to know your walls, to know the things you can go beyond and not. You may put up yourself for a fighting scene, but yet you have asthma. And then, in the middle of the scene,
something happens.
So you must know yourself so well.
So knowing yourself is something that pulls you out as an actor and maintains you to be where you are and how you are. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Enclave Media Hub. Let's keep it locked. It's the hub as usual. Hola.